The livestock market on station Epsilon 7 reeked of desperation and ammonia. Anakin walked through the crowded aisles, his worn boots clicking against the metal grating. His account balance showed 847 credits, barely enough for a week's rations and fuel to get his cargo ship to the next system. He'd come here looking for cheap protein supplements, not expecting to find what he found. In the back corner, past the pens of docile herd animals and gene-modified livestock, 3 small figures huddled together in a cage marked with a red label, rejected stock, meat processing. They weren't animals. They were children. Anakin stopped, his breath catching in his throat. The 3 girls, he guessed they were girls from their delicate features, had pale blue skin that shimmered faintly under the harsh overhead lights. Their large dark eyes tracked him with intelligence and unmistakable fear. The eldest, maybe 10 in human years, wrapped her thin arms protectively around the 2 younger ones, those Zalari runts. The vendor, a bulbous Krelian, waddled over with a datapad. Orphans from the colony collapse on Zalar 3. Nobody wants M. Wrong age, wrong temperament for domestic service. We're processing them tomorrow. You interested? 40 credits each, or take all 3 for 100. Zalari meat's got a delicate flavor. Anakin's hands clenched into fists. They're sentient beings. The Krelian's eye stalks waved dismissively. Barely. Council classified them as subsentient after their planet got glassed. No legal protections. It's all proper, human. Check the paperwork. Humanity had joined the Galactic Council only 30 years ago, and Anakin had learned quickly how the older races operated. Convenience and profit trumped morality. Species rose and fell, and the strong devoured the weak, sometimes literally. The eldest girl met his gaze. She didn't speak the translator chip in. Anakin's ear picked up nothing, but her eyes said everything. Please. Anakin checked his account again. 847 credits. 300 would buy them. The rest would get him nowhere good. Stranded, probably. Starving, certainly. I'll take them, he heard himself say. All 3. The Krelian's mandibles clicked with pleasure. Smart choice. Fresh meat, not for meat. Anakin's voice was ice. Transfer them to my custody. Now, 20 minutes later, 3 small, trembling Zalari girls stood in the cargo bay of Anakin's ship, the Waywood Sun. They clutched each other, eyes darting around the unfamiliar space. Anakin knelt to their level, moving slowly. I'm not going to hurt you, he said softly. You're safe now. The eldest girl tilted her head, those massive eyes studying him. Then, in halting, broken galactic common, she whispered, Why? It was the first word any of them had spoken. Because it's right, Anakin said simply. The first week was chaos. The girls Anakin learned their names were Ilara, Cerise, and little Nix didn't understand that they were safe. They flinched at sudden movements, hoarded food, and slept piled together in the smallest storage closet they could find. Anakin's credits dwindled to nothing. He sold his spare parts, his emergency supplies, even his father's old service pistol. He took the most dangerous cargo, runs the ones no sane pilot would accept. Volatile materials through space just to keep the ship fueled and the girls fed. But something changed. Ilara started following him around the ship, watching him work with curious intensity. When the navigation computer glitched during a jump, she pointed to a loose connection he'd missed. She was right. Cerise discovered the ship's small hydroponics bay and coaxed the dying plants. back to life with a touch that seemed almost magical. Within weeks, they had fresh vegetables, luxury Anakin hadn't tasted in years. Little Nix sang, haunting, ethereal melodies that seemed to resonate through the ship's hull, soothing the temperamental engines. The Waywood Sun ran smoother than it had in a decade. Anakin researched the Zalari in the ship's limited database before their world was destroyed in a corporate mining accident. They'd been renowned for their technical intuition, agricultural mastery, and something the database called harmonic engineering, the ability to interface with technology through sound. They hadn't been livestock. They'd been geniuses. 6 months later, Amidala found them. She was a Zalari relief worker, one of the few adults who'd survived the colony collapse. She'd been searching for missing children across 3 sectors when her ship's scanner picked up Zalari biosignatures on the Waywood Sun. When she materialized in the cargo bay via transport beam, flanked by Council's security, Anakin's heart sank. She'd come to take them. Of course she had. He was just some broke human who'd stolen them from a meat market. What right did he have, Papa? Nix ran past the security officers and grabbed Anakin's leg. The word hit him like a physical blow. Papa, Alara, and Cerise joined her, forming a protective barrier between Anakin and the newcomers. Ilara spoke rapidly in her native tongue, gesturing emphatically. Amidala's expression shifted from stern to shocked to something softer. Her own eyes, the same deep, luminous black, filled with tears. She approached slowly, knelt before Anakin. She says you gave everything for them, that you chose poverty over profit, that you treated them as precious when the galaxy called them waste. Anakin's throat was tight. I just did what anyone would know. Amidala's voice was firm. Not anyone. Not even most humans. Certainly not the other species. She looked at the girls, then back at him. The Zalari have a custom. When someone saves a child's life at great personal cost, they become Karushal chosen family. Blood of the heart, not blood of birth. She placed her hand over his. Thank you for being what the rest of the galaxy wasn't, human. The Council investigation that followed exposed the meat market's operations. 17 species previously classified as subsentient were granted full rights. The Krellian vendor was arrested. Dozens of children were freed. But Anakin barely noticed the galactic news. He was too busy teaching Ilara calculus, helping Cerise expand the hydroponics bay, and learning the lullabies Nix sang to the ship's engines. Amidala stayed. She said someone needed to document this proof that humanity's strange. Stubborn compassion wasn't just propaganda. Late one night, as the Waywood Sun drifted through the outer reach, Amidala found Anakin on the bridge, staring at the stars. Any regrets? She asked. You were down to your last credits. Anakin looked back at the cargo bay, where 3 small voices giggled over some game they'd invented. His ship was crowded now, his supplies stretched thin. He'd never been poorer. He'd never been richer. Not even one, he said. And he meant it.